Hi everyone! So this is the video review for Lines of Love by Brey Willows. If you want to check out my review, that is my written review, that is in the link below if you're on YouTube, or it's within the blog post if you're on any of my social media. So Lines of Love by Brey Willows. This is a very moving and emotional story. I'm hoping I'm getting this right. It's another goddess, and I'm really terrible with the names. Eris is taking a break from being the muse of love. Little to no plans to return to being that, because love these days just isn't what it used to be. Which, let's face it, we all know that, don't we? In some cases. Grace finds herself pulled into a legal case where she's defending Eris against numerous lawsuits from people who think that their affairs in love that haven't gone so well are now Eris's fault because of her break. So very, very complicated in that respect. But as I say, emotional, moving. It's a fantastic addition to the Memories Muses series, and so far I'm absolutely loving this series, and this was a great third book. You don't have to have read the other books in the series to enjoy these. They can all work standalone, which is what's so fantastic about them. You can read them in any order. Characters pop up here, there and everywhere, so some familiar faces if you're familiar with other series and other books in this series that Brey has sort of written. So lots of intertwined and interconnected things for the fans, but this was just what I'd needed, and I hadn't quite realised it till I started reading it. And then Brey covers so much in this story, so much, and all of it can be deciphered from Eris and Grace's stories. So literally everything that's being covered, it surrounds them in a way and personally affects them. So they both have very different views on love, and that's what's great about it. You've got that contrast, but they can find a few things that they agree on, which is always nice. We always like a little compromise and a little agreement. But there was a lot of emotion packed in to both their experiences, and the shared one they were also having together as a result of Eris being Grace's client, and them having to find a way to prove that this wasn't her fault. Love is love, isn't it? Let's face it. You can have a muse of it, but you've got to take some responsibility. It's one of your things that you have to be responsible for yourself. So what I loved that, and it's an absolute fact, that this is so imaginative and wonderful, and you know, you could get lost in it being complete fantasy, but actually it's very philosophical, because love is just not an easy topic. People write romance novels all the time. People talk about love all the time. We all have a depiction of what we think it is from film, TV, personal experience, everything. And so to write about it so broadly and capture everything that a muse who's responsible for this would have to deal with, Brey explored every angle that she could with this, and it was fantastic. There were moments that were amazing. They were cementing how much we need love in the world, to have kindness, to have caring, to have well-meaning people who are selfless, empathetic, sympathetic, everything that we know drives good in the world. And it was just, oh, it was amazing. But the best thing that Brey explored in the story, and it's gonna sound so strange, but it's the best thing, it really, really is, was taking love away from the world. And it's funny how that was so devastating, and what I loved is it really made you think, because it's not a tangible thing. And yet the way it's just in the story, you would think that somebody had come along and taken the toys. Like, it was crazy, like an actual tangible object that you can see. And that's a fantastic way to look at love, isn't it? Like, do we depict it that way, but we can't actually see it, but we think of it as a tangible asset, something that we should have, something we should possess. It's very, very strange, and it really made my brain overwork, as you can probably tell. But that's what I love about Brey's stories. They always get me thinking, they get me thinking outside of the box. They are ingenious. What is love? That's the ultimate question that we're trying to figure out here. I don't know why I'm trying to figure out, because it's impossible, but it's essentially what you're thinking when you're going through the story, and you're thinking about where it comes from, and is it something we only have at a higher level really, and therefore back to the tangible asset thing, it can be taken away from us. This was so deep, and I adored every moment. I had so many moments of realization this story gave me about love, and at the same time the characters were doing this and having to really assess whether there was going to be bigger consequences to Eris's decisions, and you know, was it unfair for all that responsibility about something that we definitely need in the world to be on one being alone. So a great story that I can't wait to read again and again and again. As I said earlier, the appearance of old friends, references, moments and characters that appear throughout Brey's books and other stories just made it all that bit more special, and I really can't recommend it enough. It's a real must read. So I'll put a link in the description so you can go and grab a copy of Lines of Love by Brey Willows, which I really hope you will. If you've read Lines of Love, I would love to know what you thought of it, so please do comment. If you have any philosophical questions about love, please share them. I'm not going to be able to answer them. I don't think anyone's going to be able to answer them, but I would love to know how this made you think and what sort of questions you took away from it. That would be fabulous. So do share those with us. If you haven't read it yet but you're planning to read it, it's on your to be read list, or you're now super intrigued and thinking, oh, I really want to read that, then please let us know. Please comment below and share that. And if you do read it, I hope you have a great time reading. It's a fantastic story with a fantastic connection between two fantastic characters, but it's a book to make you think as well, which is a lovely thing just to get lost in. Hope you enjoy it. Bye.